Hello again, folks. Lewis here with Lewis on Film, and this time I'm going to talk about the brand new film, which majorly got disrupted by COVID, but of course many films did. But this one's an interesting one. It's called The Killing of Two Lovers. So the film stars Clayne Crawford, who you may know from the Lethal Weapon TV series adaptation alongside Damon Wayans. And in this film he plays David, who is desperately trying to keep his family together during a separation from his wife. So they're on this kind of trial separation where they've agreed to see different people. And he's really making an effort to work through it, to work past it and to get back together. Whereas his wife she's seeing another guy. He really struggles with that idea and letting go of the idea that, hang on, my wife is seeing somebody else. Despite the fact that they've got kids, they've got an eldest daughter and three young sons, and David struggles to deal with all of this, even though he really does make an effort. So the film just comes at you from almost out of nowhere. We start off with David in this extreme close-up looking over two lovers who are lying asleep in bed, and we immediately get the idea, that's his wife, that's the lover, and that's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer, and the film just picks up from there, and we see David sort of react to this and act a certain way, and because we know the context of what he's thinking about, everything that he does following makes sense. He follows this guy just to see what he's up to. He sneaks over to his house at night just to see his kids, because he misses them. And we're on David's side. We like him. And Clayne Crawford does a really good job in this performance. It's really interestingly shot. It reminded me, I guess stylistically, if that's the way you want to say it, of Tokyo Story, which is a classic family drama in itself. And it's shot very much like that. It's shot in 4:3 as well, so tall rather than wide, and it's all set against this kind of mountain backdrop. I think it's shot in Utah in America, and that whole idea of the man versus nature, or the man versus the world, and he looks very small on the screen compared to this mountain range behind him. It's very clever. It's very simple, but it's very clever, and the entire frame tells a story in itself. It's very well shot, very well directed, very well written as well. It is one of a lot of the action takes place in these sort of very long takes with no cuts. So the dialogue's got to be sharp, it's got to be specific, and the pacing of the whole thing's got to work as well. And it does. It's very well done. It's very interesting. So, as far as myself is concerned, it's easy to say that there isn't much wrong with this, but I think it isn't for everyone. It is one of those films where, on the surface, it might look like nothing happens in it, but that is wrong. There is a lot going on under the surface. That idea of a look at the sort of male rage that's boiling inside of David, and he wants to let it out, and he wants to do this. He wants to just go out and just solve it like a classic Western cowboy would want to do, but he knows he can't because his kids are at stake. He doesn't want to leave his kids behind. He wants to be with them, and he wants to do the right thing. And his wife, albeit for the wrong reason, is trying to stop him from doing that. We like David. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy, and you can tell he's a good guy. The fact that people walk past him in the street and say hello, David, and he's like, oh, hello, in a very polite kind of way. Everyone likes him, but he's in this dire straight situation that he's got no control of, and he really wants to let it out in some way, but he just has to hang on. and it's a good film. It's a good character study and a good look at the inside of a family that's falling apart and just hanging on by a thread. So overall, it's an interesting watch. I did really enjoy it. I was gasping by the end. It comes at you with a sense of urgency. Like I say, the long takes really do build you in there. Stylistically, it's very interesting. It reminded me of various films from over the years, and it's very well directed, very well shot, very well acted. The kids in particular are great in it. It's a good film. It is it is genuinely a good film, and I've got no problem recommending it. If you're out there looking for something that's a little bit different, a little bit not what you expect it to be, and not conformative, this is one of those films. I do recommend it. Thank you very much, folks. Do check out this one. It's called The Killing of Two Lovers. It's in British cinemas now, albeit I think it's only in sort of independent cinemas, but still, it's worth finding. It's a very interesting watch, a very rewarding watch once you get to the end of it. And yeah, I think the audience it finds will appreciate it. So do check it out. Do subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.